right, so starting off in the 2025 Range Rover Velar. Now, I've admired these for a long time, but I've actually never driven a Velar. I've driven several Defenders, and I've really enjoyed the Defender. I think it's really cool. But this is my first time in a Velar, so I didn't really know what to expect. And my impressions over the years have mainly been, wow, look how beautiful it is. Like, it is really, really nice looking. And I was totally right. It does. It looks incredible. Like, this thing looks like supermodel worthy. The interior is likewise very, very beautiful. And that honestly is probably like my favorite and the best quality about this vehicle is its styling. It just looks fantastic. It just looks so good. It's styled well. It's very modern, very sleek, very smooth and rounded. And I think, you know, a lot of people will just be really, really drawn to it by its looks. And if you're okay with that, and honestly that's what's most important to you, and you don't really care too much about driving dynamics or functionality or things like that, and you're willing to pay for it, this thing's you know, just about $76,000 as option, and this doesn't even have the more powerful engine. Then, you know, I think this might be a good car for you if it's styling above all else. However, if you enjoy driving or just want a car that kind of just makes sense and is functional, you might be let down, especially by that price. I honestly was shocked to see that price of $76,000. I swear the last Defender that I reviewed was almost the same price, and that was way more functional and just, I think, better vehicle than this. Here, you know, I don't even have the upgraded turbocharged inline 6. You have the turbocharged 4-cylinder, which produces 247 horsepower, and it really doesn't feel like much here. Like, it's honestly kind of unremarkable. It's enough to get you around, but it's just kind of coarse and just kind of, it's not all that refined, ironically, because it, you know, it's not really refined with how you'd think it would be with something so beautiful. The ride, likewise, I mean, this has like a $2,200 handling package, which I guess it handles okay, but it also has adaptive suspension, and to be honest, like, it rides kind of rough, and it's not super smooth, so I'm not sure where all that money went in the handling package. And you also have to shell out like $1,100, which seems shocking at this price point, to have stuff like a heated steering wheel and a heated windshield, and like that's nice, but holy cow, like, I'm paying $76,000, and I'm not getting like a ton of car. Like, it's beautiful for sure, but it's pretty small in here. Like, we can fit all 3 kids across the back, one in a car seat, okay, but they definitely are cramped. And it feels compacted here. Like, you do feel a little constricted. It makes it easy to park and easy to, you know, scoot around in, which is nice, but also, like, you don't feel like you've got like a lot of room. Like, if I was much taller, you know, I think you would start to feel even more cramped pretty quick, especially for rear occupants. If my wife and I were any taller, they would be very, very restricted back there. And some other things that kind of like caught my attention this week were especially like this infotainment. Again, this interior is stunning. If you love modern design, modern architecture, you're really gonna love this car. Like, it just, at least in how it looks and its aesthetics. But this infotainment, I mean, I know we're all about the screens these days, but oh my goodness, can we be done? Can we be done? Can I at least get some physical buttons? You know, easy things like, I would like to be able to change the temperature or the airflow control and not have to like hit the screen several times to make that happen. And even then, it's a little slightly laggy, and it's like, this is 76 grand. And there's just so many like sub menus, and you got to navigate it, and it's honestly, I can't imagine that it's that safe, you know, to be like just sitting here, where do I go for this? There's tiny little buttons on the screen that I've got to try to hit with my finger, and I'm just not a fan. And can we get back to some physical buttons? I don't know anybody who's like loving just this giant screen with all the sub menus in any vehicle, not just Range Rover, any vehicle. And aside from that too, like, as much as it's nice in here, and there are really, really nice materials, like, I especially love this like kind of fabric here, leather, I'm not sure what it is, here on the lower dash. I think that it just looks so nice in here. But the flaws do expose themselves. Like, it is kind of creaky in here. Like, there's a decent number of like creaks and small little rattles. The gear shifter like takes up. There's this huge space down here where just the gear shifter, which it does, it looks cool and minimal and all that. But A, it takes up a ton of space, and B, it like kind of creaks when you move it. And sometimes you got to move it a couple times for it to engage the reverse or drive. Which, again, at this price point, it's like, I don't, you know, there's not a lot of excuses for that in my mind. I don't know that I've got a whole lot more to say, but this kind of reminds me, and I do think this is better than this vehicle, but it does kind of remind me of when I last drove the Alfa Romeo Stelvio. That also was a really, really beautiful, compact SUV that was very, very hard to drive. Like, it just wasn't enjoyable to drive. This, I would say, it's not that it's not enjoyable, it's just like there's nothing really there. It's pretty bland, and it's really not that engaging. I mean, I guess it does have like 9-something inches of ground clearance, which is pretty impressive, but I don't know anyone who's going to take their Range Rover Velar off even on like light trails. Like, these things are going to go to work and to the office and back. That's it. Maybe like, you know, to the mall or something. So I don't know. They make like a big deal, like, oh, it's more off-road capable than its competitors. And it's like, okay, great, but like, who cares? So once again, it's stunning. It's beautiful. It's very appealing to look at. And that is by far its best quality. These seats are okay. I will say the heated seats are amazing. I wish the heated steering wheel got as toasty as the heated seats, but the heated seats are incredible. They feel really good. The rear seats are also heated, I believe, and my kids said that they felt good as well. But everything else, I feel like it's honestly kind of a hard pill to swallow. Again, we've got like $4,000 or $5,000 in options, but even at $70,000, like, I feel like it's kind of a hard pill to swallow. Like, maybe if this one with those options had the upgraded engine, which puts out like almost 400 horsepower, which is a really strong number, I could see this being really fun and like really engaging that motor. But this little 247 horsepower Turbo 4, it just seems ill matched to this vehicle. And I wish I could drive the Velar with that stronger motor, because I think it would be like, ooh, this is actually pretty thrilling, because that's a lot of power in a pretty small, compact SUV. And that could maybe change the story a little bit. But also, like, the top end of the Velar lineup with that stronger motor and some of these other options starts at just under $80,000. And so you're going to be paying even more money, and that puts you into some seriously competitive territory. And so whether it'll be worth it to you even at that very top range with the upgraded motor and stuff will be up to you. But I would say if I could get that motor in this one with these options for 70, even like, I would say, oh, if you could go 65, 62 Range Rover, I would say this is a great car for that money. Wow, for like 62 grand, like, I'm riding in style, I've got power, this is great. Maybe it's even 65, but as it is with this lower 4-cylinder base engine, $76,000. Like I said, that's a tough pill to swallow for me. So anyway, if you've owned one of these, and again, like, maybe if you're considering owning one of these, I mean, you can go check out new, but used, I mean, these things depreciate so fast. You can pick one of these up for a crazy deal. But if you've owned one, or you're looking at one, or if you're buying one or whatever, let us know in the comments, like, A, why you went for it, and B, what it's like been owning it. Maybe I've just kind of maybe I'm missing something here. But if you really appreciate style, I think you're just gonna love it. Like, and it's that image, it's the name, Range Rover, and you want something more compact. Like, I can see it. I can see the appeal to a very specific buyer. Again, if you're going to pay that money for it. So, guys, thanks so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, all of that. I really do appreciate it. I want to grow this channel like crazy this year if I can. And huge thanks to Range Rover for sending it out. It's a knockout. It's beautiful. I just want to try that stronger engine. So anyway, talk to you soon. Thanks, guys.